Bimao, I think I figured out what you were saying. The children of the king by name of Rama are going. All you do is put that nama after
Okay.
that by the name of Rama, Rama Hanama. Therefore, Prajaha Nirpasya, the children of the king by the name of Rama are going.
Okay.
Is that 100% clear?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Manish, I need you, please. We were posing a question. It said the girl and the wife are afraid. The question was whether this afraid, what number it was. And it is indeed a jewel. So look at the green parts, please. There is your kanya, bharya, cha. Since there's two of them, then if two of them are afraid, then the afraid has to be, therefore, jewel. Therefore, it's bhite.
So in the paradigm, it is bhita. We are using feminine.
We're using feminine, jewel.
Nominative dual.
Yes.
Bhite. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, is that 100% clear? Story goes.
So we had story goes, story
Katha
gachati.
gachati. Like this. This is etat.
Okay.
And like.
Okay.
And then gachati, of course, at the end.
Okay.
100%?
Yeah, I think I need some more practice with Eva. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Eva, Evam, and Eva, the big one, the confusing ones. How to remember? Eva is like. So Eva has an I. This is in English, I. But like also has an I. That's the only ones that have the I in all of them. And Evam, thus, is 4 letters, and Evam is also 4 letters. We have so far learned the 3 major paradigms, and this is the little table of Sanskrit paradigms. You can see that the short A, that is the Nara, is maybe 25%. Neuter is Palam, 25%, or whatever it is, and then long Sena is also. So these make up half of all the paradigms in Sanskrit. Sanskrit has about, I would say, 40 plus paradigms. How many have you learned? You've learned Nara, Palam, Sena, Aham, Twam. Okay, so we're now going to learn 3 more. Okay, third person pronouns. While the first and the second person pronoun have only 1 declension, the third person pronouns have 3 declensions. Obviously 1 for masculine, 1 for neuter, and 1 for feminine. So this means there's 3 more paradigms to get familiar with. 1, this is your neuter. 2, and this is our feminine. 3. So you're asking, how do we use this paradigm? So instead of going to the whole words, let's try to give you some context. Okay, so here we have for he. So this means this paradigm only has to do with masculine words. You will not mix this paradigm or describe feminine words with this paradigm. You only describe masculine words like balaha, naraha, ramaha, etc. Ha, masculine words. Okay, so suppose you want to say he goes. How do we say it so far? We say gachati. But gachati can mean he, she, or it goes, right? So now specifically we're going to put the word he. And how do we do that? We obviously go into the masculine paradigm for he, which is saha gachati. How about those 2? See this green little letter? Not only does it mean he, but also that or those. How about those 2 go? You would say tau gachataha. How about they all? They all. You see that they all go. That means te gachanti. So now instead of just saying gachanti, you say te gachanti, just like in English, no difference. How about he goes to him? He goes to him. You would say Saha tam gachati. Okay. How about he goes with him? You would say Saha tena saha gachati. Of course, when I say tena saha, I didn't mean as in the visarga, I meant saha, even though it sounds the same as saha there. Okay, would someone tell me, how do we say he goes from him? From him.
Saha tasmat gachati.
Okay. So all we're doing is we're just putting the word from this paradigm, just like in English, no difference. Now let's look at some examples on the left side. It says here, Saha balaha prichati. So let's just put this Saha away. And balaha prichati means the boy asks. Now, if you put the word Saha before that noun, that boy, then what you're really saying is that boy goes. Okay, so that's why I put the word that here. Not only does it mean he, it also means, that means you're describing the masculine word. How about that, that man asks, Saha naraha prichati. How about those two men ask? Rani?
Tau
Narao.
narau prachataha.
In other words, those two men go. Okay. Te balaha prichanti. So what's just balaha prichanti? That means boys ask. If you put the word te, where's the word te? Here it is. Therefore, what are we saying?
Those boys ask.
He asks the boy, Saha balam prachati.
So if I say he asks him, so then would it be Saha tam prachati?
Excellent. That boy, Saha balaha, that boy tains that man, which is kind of a weird sentence.
Yeah, weird, very weird.
That boy obtains that village. That's better.
But then it wouldn't be tam, right?
Gramaha is a masculine.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Aham jalam lapate. Aham jalam lapate. I obtain water. Tasmat. There it is. Tasmat. From him. Number 5. This saha usually appears as a sa. So rule. When you're using the saha, it is free from sandhi. Whether you've got this saha or joining the voice consonant, so the unvoiced consonant is just going to be sa. So you remove that visarga. So it's always going to be sa. So you put rule, saha rule, always put it a sa, S-A, that's it. Except when it follows a short a. So the only case where you're going to change this saha into a so, the then this gets removed into a little apostrophe.
Yeah.
Okay, now neuters.
How would you say he is elsewhere? So saha anyatra. Would you change that to so?
He is elsewhere. Yeah, so it will be so. Sonyatra.
Oh, so you just drop the a.
Yeah. Okay, next paradigm. Now, this is only going to be describing the neuter words. Just like the previous paradigm only describes masculine, this paradigm only describes neuter. So, for example, those two hymns. What is a hymn? Suktam. What is two hymns? Sukte. Those two, there it is. Those two, te, sukte, are, whatever, are correct, are good. Those two hymns are good. Te, sukte, shuddham staha. Make sense? Okay. That fruit. How do we say that fruit? Ravi? That fruit.
So it's a singular. So
Yeah.
tat palam.
Good. And then obviously that, you just want to use here this word
Yeah.
before the palam, please.
Tat.
Yeah, good. So tat palam.
Yeah.
Okay, what about for it? For it alone. Remember, alone is Eva. Or only. For it, where is for it here? Tasmai Eva aham patami. Without that fruit, tena palena vina. I know you're going to say probably, why isn't it tena vina palena vina? No, tena palena vina. Next one. This is the paradigm which only applies to feminine words. So this means this paradigm is only going to describe words like sena, sita, bharya, mala, kanya, bala, etc. Okay, example. She, how do you say she is? Okay, she is, we used to say bhavati, right? But we don't know whether bhavati is referring to he or she. So now we can say she specifically. So therefore we say sa bhavati instead of just saying bhavati. How about she is happy? Casey?
Sa shukam. Is that happy?
She.
Shukam?
Okay, sukham, yeah, you can say sukham.
You're thinking of a different
How
word?
about she is beautiful?
Okay. Sa sundari.
Good, I'm glad you said sundari because sundari takes it, it's not a long A, but sundari, it's a long I.
Okay. Oh, sukam is neuter, yeah?
Yeah.
Like why we can't use it?
No, you can.
Oh, you can,
I
okay.
was changing the word. So you can say she is beautiful. She is happy. Therefore, sa sukham
Sukam.
asti.
Okay.
She is beautiful. Sa sundari asti.
Asti. Okay.
Okay, good. She overcomes sorrow. The word jayate doesn't just mean conquer, by the way. It also means to overcome, as in to overcome some pain or suffering or sorrow. Or any obstacle. So sa dukham jayate, she overcomes sorrow, dukham. Okay, she speaks. Speaks, usually we just used to say vadati, right? But now we're just adding one extra word, and that is sa. That's it. So sa vadati instead of just vadati. She speaks to her. So sa tam vadati, sa tam bhashate. You obtain garland from her. Okay, from her. Remember you put brackets. Yeah. So from her we go, we have to first remember from her. And then we go, you obtain, you. Now I want you to use these pronouns, no more skipping pronouns. So twam lapase, you obtain. Garland, malam, obviously accusative, right? Malam. And then from her, you just find a word from her here. Tasyaha. Okay, so twam tasyaha. That's an ablative, by the way. Garland from her. Does that make sense? In that child, I see truth.
Satyam pashyami.
Pashyami, good. So Rani just answered this one. And then in that child, how do we say child?
Praja.
Praja. How do we say in the child?
In that.
Just in the child.
That praja.
Prajayam.
Prajayam, sorry.
Prajayam.
Prajayam.
Okay? Now, in that child, you just add the word before prajayam.
Tashyam prajayam.
Good. Tasyam prajayam. Aham satyam pashyami.
Satyam pashyami.
Yeah.
Aham satyam pashyami.
Child means we don't know the gender, isn't it? Is that the
Sure. Good question. So if you go to page 150, it says here praja, fem. That means it's a feminine word.
okay.
And also remember, Ravi, I said last week that gender,
Yeah,
physical
it's not
gender,
the real sexual. Yeah, sex.
it's not a sexual gender. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the feminine or masculine. It's got nothing to do with the
Yeah.
sexuality of the person.
Mm.
Okay.
Andre, can I
Yes.
just check what does prajayam mean just by itself? It just means in
In the child.
the child.
On the child. Praja.
So by adding tasyam,
In
instead of
that
in
child.
the child, okay.
In that
Instead
child.
of the, it just changes it to that.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So if it is a children, what would I use?
Well, children is in the
Praja.
children in the children is praja
Jeshu.
praja
Rajasu.
prajasu. Is that right?
Jas.
Yeah, prajasu. So you would say tasu prajasu
Okay.
in those children
Those children, yes.
or on those children.
Okay.
Jasu.
How about on those two children?
Prajayoho.
Yeah, so tayoho
Tayoho.
prajayoho.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I hope you can see so far why remembering paradigms is so important, because just imagine trying to give you a sentence and then you basically spend 90% of the time looking at the paradigm. It becomes quite a nightmare. Right? Okay, moving on. Number 9. Third person pronouns can also mean that. I just explained that. Therefore, number 9, done. For example, sa gachati, I'm looking at the book now, sa gachati, he goes, we just done that. But also, you see this sa, it's not saha, sa naraha gachati, that man goes. Okay, so that's a nice little example there, how it can mean both things. Number 1 and then number 2. So by itself, it just means he. If it comes before a noun, it just turns it into a that or those. Okay. Number 10, it goes in front of the noun. I just described that. In other words, first the pronoun and then the noun. Pronoun, noun. That's the order. Okay, here is a good example. Sa balaha gachati. That boy goes, and then balaha tam gramam gachati. So the boy goes to that village. Remember, tam is accusative and gramam is also accusative. Make sense?